Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your full moon reading. This is a reading for all Cancer rising and all Sun, Moon, or Venus placements in Cancer. If you're not sure of your planetary placements, you can search the internet for a free natal chart, enter your information, and they'll produce a chart for you with all of those placements, including your rising sign. I've shuffled and cleared your cards. I'll do a quick shuffle cut now so that we can start your reading for this strawberry moon, which is happening on the 3rd and the 4th, but now the full moon is called strawberry moon. The indigenous or native tribes, the Algonquins in particular, called it strawberry moon because it heralded the ripening of strawberries. It's usually the last moon of the spring or the first full moon of the summer. So we have the strawberry moon, and this full moon is happening in your 6th house, Sagittarius. Full moons are a time for reflection. Usually, since the last full moon, the last 30 days or so, you're sort of doing a little check-in to see how things are going. Now, remember, your last full moon was an eclipse in the sign of Scorpio, which is your 5th house. And I've pulled cards to show where the sun is and where this full moon eclipse is going to happen. Now, these houses are based on your rising sign of Cancer. And first, we're going to talk about your the card that's going to represent which aspect of your personality is going to dominate during this full moon time. So, your sun sign is Cancer, but you have several sides to your personality, and right now, one of them is more influential. That energy is dominating what's going on with you right now. So, Spirit, please help us see which aspects of Cancer they need to draw on to best make use of this full moon energy. Okay, so for yourself, notice the sun is the source. Sun is our source. It's our source of life and light. And we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so Cancer, this is air energy. Now, this is fitting in the sense that the sun is in Gemini right now, which is an air sign, which is about using your intellect and your communication style, how you communicate. So you're going to be using this part of you, yourself, is going to be very important in how you work through this full moon introspection, reflection, etc. Well, let's talk about the power of this full moon. This one in particular is very, very powerful because it's aligned with what we call the Great Attractor, which is a center of gravity way, way far away. It's hundreds of millions of light years away. It's in a galactic cluster, and it has such a strong gravitational pull that it affects the universe for hundreds of millions of light years away, including this particular full moon, which is perfectly aligned, going to be perfectly aligned to it. Which means that since the moon represents intuition and hidden, secretive issues, that you are going to be experiencing a really heightened intuition. You're going to get gut feelings and hunches and actual messages from spirit that you may not always be open to, but during this full moon, you are going to. Now, full moons, as I said, influence you for a few days before and a few days after. So let's look and see now how you're going to use this air energy. Knights go on quests. The Knight of Swords, going on a quest, looking for information. And I have a feeling you're going to be using your intuition to sense important things that you need to know, that you need to bring to light. Full moons bring information to light. They bring to light a hidden side of a situation or a person, or just a detail that is influential in the situation that you didn't pay attention to before. And now it's going to be here for your use as you reflect and look back over this last month. Now, that full moon in Scorpio was in your 5th house of creativity and joy, your playful, childlike spirit. So what you've been doing, even if you weren't doing it consciously, unconsciously, subconsciously, you have been reassessing. You've been purging things that do not bring joy to you. That full moon eclipse a month ago was a forceful purging. It made you look at things that were not where your heart was, where your happiness resides. And it made you, and continues to make you for the next 1 to 5 months or so. It's going to continue to be the focus of your thoughts, especially your subconscious thoughts. What really makes you happy? You're working on aligning that with aligning your everyday world with your inner essence. And you're doing that right now with this full moon through this Knight of Swords energy, through your communication, your intellect, looking for your truth, aligning your principles with your character that you communicate to the world. Now, let's look first at where the sun is in Gemini right now. And Gemini, this is not necessarily your favorite place for the sun to be. But Gemini is about communication and intellect, which fits perfectly with this. So the sun being here highlights that. Do you see how you've got a busy little bee here? The way you're going to experiment with the way you communicate in this world, whether it's professionally, in personal relationships, with groups, with yourself. You're going to be experimenting with that as you realign and you find what makes you happy. Now, notice that this is happening, that the sun is in your 12th house, and your 12th house is introspection. These represent the 7 chakras, sources, centers of energy. You are going through, during these 3 weeks remaining while the sun is in Gemini, all of this introspection you're doing from the eclipse and from this full moon is, you're sort of going through a mini awakening, a spiritual awakening. You are really doing some deep thinking, Cancer, some very deep thinking. What works for you and what doesn't, and what has to stop, what has to come to an end, what needs to change, and how does it need to change? Let's look at that. Let's look at how it needs to change. How will you use this Knight of Swords energy, also Gemini energy, to execute change in your life, to bring yourself back into alignment? Let's do a cut here. Spirit, please send us messages for Cancer about how to do this. Oh, King of Coins. Okay, this is about your resources, your material resources. So I feel like what's going on is some of the things that you've decided you need to really change so that you can focus on what brings you joy. And not just you, but Cancer, your home and family, you're a motherly image. You want your family to get the best of you. You want to have the best of you. The King of Coins is a master of material resources. He's the essence of his element as it's directed outwards into his kingdom. When I say his and her, that's not gender-based, it's energy-based. So this is female or male energy, but it's the ruling of the kingdom. Not just the ruling of the castle as the queen would do, but the ruling of the kingdom. You have somehow decided that managing the castle is all well and good, but you are broadening your sphere of influence. The reflection, the review that you're doing, you want it to affect more than just your immediate domicile. You want it to focus outward. And it's about how you manage material resources and how you attract material resources, your security, bank accounts, cash, property, anything that enhances your security, your work, your environment. So this King of Coins energy is very much a part of your introspection. You want to know how you can use your mastery of resources, this elemental essence, by communicating differently perhaps, or thinking differently. This is your mindset as well, your intellect. Either approaching it mentally, from a different perspective, but definitely using your intellect and your reasoning to increase your power, your influence over these resources. And you're going to do it during the next 3 weeks while the sun is in Gemini. Your communication and social groups, social interactions. Okay, let's go on to the moon. No, I want another clarification card here with this King of Coins. And we get the Six of Coins. Okay, Six of Coins is, it represents abundance. It's a step on the way to total completion, total abundance. The Six of Coins it represents a stage in which you feel comfortable enough materially so that you can share. You keep some back and you manage it for your own domicile, your own immediate environment, but then you also share because you want those in the kingdom to reap the benefits of your mastery, your ability to manage resources. So you're very much working with this energy as you introspect, reflect, so that you can exercise this aspect of your personality, bring your fulfillment. But let's look at this moon that's going to bring you so much intuition, heighten your intuition. Cancer, you're already very intuitive. You're a water sign. But of all the water signs, you and Pisces have just extra perception and intuition. So it's happening in your 6th house of sustainability. Okay. Sustainability. This is like self-maintenance. You're looking at your health and your wellness, your self-care. Also your pets, your organization, your work habits. Okay, work habits right here. Work habits, organization, because the king is the master of that. So this full moon is aiming all this intuition. It's going to bring in all these intuitive messages, and they're going to be aimed toward this mastery, okay? And showing others that this side of Cancer is now going to rule with more expertise, more power, more reliability, and more communication. Okay, let's get some clarification here. What can Spirit tell us about these intuitive messages, this introspection that's going to happen in your house of self-care? And by the way, your self-care is your mental, your emotional, your material surroundings. It's everything that affects how you operate in the world, how you feel. Remember that eclipse last month was in your house of joy and creativity. So you're looking right now at how your emotional state, your health and wellness, your self-care are aligned with your joy. And this Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords, remember, goes on quest to bring back information to the king and queen so they can rule the kingdom better, more effectively. And you're in a stage of gathering that information so that you can use it. Your intuition is going to bring you lots of messages from the universe, from God, from Spirit, and you're going to be interpreting those so that you can grow in this respect. So let's see, what about your intuition? Wow, the World. That's the second time I got that card today. Let me cover up her nudity so that YouTube will not be upset with me. Okay, the World. Not only can the World be about travel, so it could be that you've got some travel coming, but it's also about the completion of something. And it could be a major cycle. It could be just something that's really important to you. I have a feeling, since you had that eclipse in relation to aligning your joy and introspection, then you've got this full moon looking at your health and wellness, your self-care. That I have a feeling that this completion, this growth cycle, this phase, this stage is going to happen with this full moon. Yeah, you're going to be using this energy we talked about to bring things to a close so that you can reach some resolution and move on to start taking care of things that matter to you. in an outward way. You want to manifest it. You don't want it to just be something you've come to a decision about. You want to manifest it outwardly. You want this alignment to improve your world and the world of those you care about. Let's get some more energy here. What else does Spirit have to tell us? Oh, strength. That's wonderful. Okay. Strength is aligned with Leo, the sign of Leo. It's about divine strength. These two cards right here are from the major arcana. Their influence over you in your life right now, that's going to stay more than just for these few days. The results of this cycle, this reflection, these insights, the intuitive messages you get are going to stay with you. They're bringing you some intuition about how to bring things to a close, how to start aligning and manifesting, and also how to do that with gentle strength. Notice that this figure is dominating the lion. I believe that's a lion. It is in the classical tarot. She's smiling. She's not using brute force. She's using divine strength, which is a gentle strength. It's a way of using your talents to bring about change in a win, so that's a win-win situation for everybody. So that people can, the people around you can grow in their own best way, grow and develop. And so that you also stay in alignment with the joy that you started manifesting with that full moon eclipse, with that purging of things that didn't bring joy. Let's do one more card here to go with this moon. Intuitive messages, Spirit. Intuitive messages. Oops. Intuitive messages. Ah, the Four of Cups. Okay, let me keep her covered up. Okay, so back to the water energy for Cancer. We had earth energy here, material resources, air energy, about the way you communicate, your mindset, your thinking, your reasoning powers. And we had some fire energy here. But you've got some water energy. This Four of Cups. This figure has 3 cups right here. 3 cups that are full. And it could be that they've lost their joy. This is a card of apathy, sort of indolence, staying in the comfort zone too much, or what used to bring joy doesn't anymore. And so there's some detaching, just not caring. And here's a cup being offered. It's a new, fresh start, a new way. So yes, you've got a cycle closing up here, a phase, a stage ending. And this is an intuitive message from the universe saying, you are now ready to start anew, because when you have the world card is number 21. The next card comes back to the Fool in the major arcana, who starts a new journey and learns a whole new set of skills from the other 21 cards, the lessons that he approaches. And it looks like you're going to be calling, Spirit's reminding you that you have gained strength. You've gained strength. When you look back at where you've been, you're stronger than you were. Don't forget that, and use that to help bring this unaligned stage to a close, so that you let go of these cups, because they don't bring you the joy anymore, or the joy to your environment. And you take this cup here, this new offering, this new opportunity, this new approach, whatever it is that you've learned from the full moons that we've had and the one that we're having now. So it looks like you're going to have some very, very supportive energy at your back, and from higher sources. They're here to help. You just reach. It's not a gift. It's the universe provides for all of us. It's not considered a gift. It's there, and we just have to reach out. Are we reaching out to accept what God gives us, what the universe gives us? So Cancer, this is your full moon reading. your strawberry moon reading. I hope that you found some insights, some enlightenment to help you through this full moon phase. And I look forward to reading for you again. Thank you so much for clicking.